Live.
Well, good morning. Good morning.
No.
Good morning.
No.
Morning. Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Why,
When the red bread bobbing along.
why are you trying to chase Elliot off?
Look what I got, Elliot. Kinky Friedman's book.
Kinky, all right.
He did about, 5 or 6?
Yeah, he wrote a lot of books.
He wrote a series of detective novels.
I've read some of his detective novels. They're good. He's a
They
good
are.
writer.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah, but
ran
look
for
what mine has.
governor of.
Well, what do you know? Little Jeeper.
He
Little
ran
Jeeper.
for governor.
How long did it take you to be able to copy his name?
Through Jim.
I have his
Little
autograph
Jeeper
somewhere.
Blues.
The last time I saw him, he performed at the newly renovated at the time San Francisco Jewish Community Center, and he had a thing after, and I met him, and I got a picture with him somewhere, and an autograph at the. So it was great to see Kinky Friedman at the Jewish Community Center perform. Whoa, is yours signed too?
Afraid
Oh no,
not.
that's a rope. I'm sorry, I thought it was a signature.
This is Lasso from El Paso.
Yeah,
I know he ran for governor of Texas, but
Yes.
did he run? He only ran once, right?
Yeah, he didn't win.
But he actually did pretty well. I mean,
He
he's
did
all over.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas would be in a better place right now if Kinky Friedman would have won.
Well, do people forget Ann Richards?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
she's a
remember
Democrat.
Ann.
She was the last Democrat.
Yeah, she was a good governor for
Yeah,
Texas.
she was. She was.
What did she say? She said the quote. I don't know if she originally said the quote, but she said it at I don't know if it was a Democratic convention or what, but talking about women in positions of authority and things like that. She said, just remember, Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, except for she did them backwards and wearing high heels.
Right. That's a famous quote. Very good.
But I was just going to say about this album, this from '76 on Epic. Couple of guys from the band play on this. Dr. John Manuel plays on this, and
Nice.
Danko plays on it. Dr. John plays on it. I was just reading the credits, and T-Bone Burnett. Now, this was '76 before T-Bone Burnett was the great producer.
He was
He
an
plays
alpha
on
band.
it,
Alpha
and
band then.
Roger McGuinn's on it.
Yeah.
So he really got an all-star group to come into the studio and work with him on this album. But and of course, us old folks recognize this is kind of a takeoff on the Camel cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah.
It was on Epic Records. Here's a kind of a interesting Kinky Friedman. The first time I saw him was at the Boarding House in San Francisco. A cool club, small club, holds 250 people, maybe, whatever. Sold out. The opening act was Buffy St. Marie. Okay, so I don't know if I'm setting it up, the story. So he has a song, and in the song lyric, and I can't remember which song it was on the first or second album. He goes, kind of like an Indian, wearing da-da-da-da-da. And him and little Juford are in the front wearing a big Indian headdress and doing tomahawks.
Gosh.
And Buffy St. Marie comes back behind the stage, the curtain, comes up and rips that headdress off of Kinky. Now, of course, years later, we know about Buffy St. Marie, where she's apparently not Native American after all those years. But and I like Buffy St. Marie too, but it was the weirdest and funniest thing. I mean, bad taste, maybe, but
well, the same thing with the song about get your
biscuits in the oven and your buns in the
oven
bed.
and your biscuits in the oven, your butt in bed.
Women's liberation is going to your head.
Oh, they just had a fit. It's amazing how people can't recognize
a joke,
satire, and also making a point by exaggerating the absurdity of people's opinions. But people just have a hard time. They want to be offended so quickly.
Hey,
they ain't making Jews like Jesus anymore is another one.
Hey, I don't mean to change the subject, but we can come back to this. And Jazzbomb Mike is saying supersets is a lie. So I think Steve Westman had the supersets people on his stream. But this is, I think, hilarious. So I believe there's been an existing feud between Mike, the in-groove Mike, and Fremer. And I'm sure there are several things between them that they.
Can't mics just get along?
Well, not when it's Fremer, but the contention that the in-groove has with these lacquers that they don't last, and Fremer saying, "Hey, they do last." So Mike started a new podcast, which everyone should support. Which
Like
more people support it than support this.
which Mike started the podcast?
Yeah, in-groove. And he's doing it with Leland. And Leland came up last stream, and Leland's welcome to come up anytime. And I gave Mike some critiques of the podcast, which podcasts too are audio, and this is strictly related to the video part of it. But support Leland. He's a good debating or discussing partner for Mike. They've known each other for a while. So getting back to that, if you go to his podcast comment section, Fremer decides to come in there and go after a bunch of people for their comments. One of Fremer's comments is sort of not exactly that he lives rent-free in Mike's head. You're the fucking guy who came into his stream and left comments. So that doesn't bode well for you. But what Fremer did is Fremer went and made a lame-ass retort video about how lacquers and whatever. So I think it's hysterical, and Fremer is increasingly not self-aware. That's what I think.
He's, by the way, in relation to that, well, I'll be short. Fremer and who else is going to be on Westman's this Saturday?
Yeah, Chad and Fremer, and I implore all of you to go there and press both of them on the questions of
on Chad
on how
the summit
was. Look, here's my big issue. All of us, everyone who's here watching, everyone who supports vinyl community and is part of the vinyl community, which I think everyone who supports it and comments is part of it, how tone deaf he is about the vinyl community. Seriously, you're the guys who buy all his records, yet you're not good enough for him to address.
Well, it was marketed wrong. When you click tickets, you see the shows, that's fine.
No,
but the biggest thing you see there are the VIP thing, which is really a small part. They should have said, put that below, have the VIP, fine, which is not going to be that many. People don't understand what you and I would get if we went there.
What's the biggest obstacle for the Vinyl Summit? We've discussed this. What's the biggest obstacle?
It's location.
Getting to Kansas.
It's location.
But yeah,
you want people to come and enjoy that which a lot of it is I would go. But literally, I'm not John Candy or Steve Martin. It's literally planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, but you're going to
it's
like when Disneyland built their place in Anaheim. Nobody went to Anaheim in those days, and Disneyland was there. It became
is Chad going to have amusement rides?
Where should they do it, Rob? Where do you think they should do it? What would be a better location?
Well,
it has to be there because that's the pressing plant in the church.
Okay, Mazzy, your default is to defend.
No, my default is it's about the anniversary of the place.
Mazzy, okay, Mazzy. Why aren't you? I'm
not going. I'm not going.
Why aren't you going, Mazzy?
I don't want to. I would rather spend the money elsewhere. But
there you go. That is.
I'm not going. It's if you compare it, you're comparing it to vinyl to WFMU and Austin. You're comparing it to record shows.
No, I'm comparing it to events. Okay, Mazzy, did the guy who runs WFMU, this guy, did he wake up yesterday and decide to do the event? No, there's planning involved.
Well,
there's thought behind it.
Wouldn't it be better to have had it since they're in Kansas? Wouldn't it have been better to have it in Kansas City or?
Well, okay, let's step
back.
How
do you tour his pressing plant and his mastering lab?
If they were really smart, going by this logic, they should have done it at Music Direct, because that's in Chicago.
Well,
That's
exactly.
much more.
Correct.
They should have done it at their competitor's location.
But Music Event actually does their own stuff. I don't.
It's about seeing Matt Luthans. It's about the church. It's about
Mazzy. As someone who, I would call myself an expert on planning an event. I will, because that's my experience. The key to planning a proper event is to take in these obstacles and make them not obstacles. So how do you do that? In my mind, you don't announce it 5 months before the event.
Well, I agree with that. I don't disagree with the marketing part of it.
Right. And
but if you go to Fender, I don't know if it's still in Fullerton, California, but why doesn't Fender have a show? They do have the big music show in LA, but if you want to tour Fender's factory, you go to Fullerton, you go where the place is. That's the point.
Mazzy, all intents and purposes, is Fullerton is sort of a suburb of LA. It's not hard to get there. So let's step back. It needs to be where it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's solve that as an issue. In my mind, 5 months before the event is not a way to solve it.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That part I agree with.
They could have bought Spirit Airlines and flown everyone in on Spirit.
You know, Jim.
Is there an airport there though?
No, you have to literally. I've been priced out of going.
Rick's is right.
The charm of the whole fucking thing.
It exists where it is because it's cheaper there. If it couldn't be exist in Seattle.
Hold on, we're not making excuses for Chad. The place is where the place is. Again, as someone, an experienced event coordinator would lie these issues out. Now, right now, he's being forced, I feel like, to make this thing crowbar and making it happen.
Nah, I think this is going to be a huge success. It's not for us. It's for YouTubers who drive around a lot. It's not for us.
Well, wait. You're making up a demographic that doesn't exist. You are
actually waxed.
You're
talking about
what it is Texas David will drive there in a heartbeat.
People in the Midwest, people who can drive will go to this. People in New York and San Francisco.
Hold on. Again, you know what you're doing?
What?
Okay, here I'm the event coordinator person. What you do is you invite people and you have them confirm. So you say, our plan is to have 300 to 500 people attend this event. To assure that will happen is you have to have people confirm that they're coming. You don't confirm 300 people for 300 people to show up. In my mind, since it's the biggest obstacle is getting there, you confirm 2,000 people. Seriously, you do. To assure that they'll show up. So that's the thought I have. You guys are making up.
You're probably doing that right now.
Hey, Rob,
it's not the first. This isn't their first show.
Yeah, it's inconvenient for us.
When was the last show, Jim?
Wait, it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient for us on the West Coast and for maybe the New York people to get there. But a lot of people in the Midwest. A lot of people. It's not convenient.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you, Mazzy. One of the most enthusiastic people I've come across doing this is Chance. Chance drives places, right?
Yeah.
Chance drove to hang out with Jim, which I don't understand.
That was a mistake.
So he's not going.
Okay, so wait.
That's why he's not going to go to.
No, hold on, let me finish.
VinylCon because it was such a disaster hanging with me.
So let me finish. So Chance, I said Chance. He's in St. Louis. Mazzy, is that closer to Salina than you?
How far is it? How many hours is it?
7 hours, he said.
That's
7 hours.
That's
not an easy drive.
The thing of it is again, this show is not for you. It's not for Chance.
But who is it for?
It's for the people who have gone to the, let's say, 20 of them that he's thrown in the last 40 years already.
Yeah, but when was the last one?
I'm not done.
When was the last one?
Probably before the pandemic, I would say. Probably. I don't know for sure.
If it was under 6 hours and 45 minutes, I
think this one will be better. It's not for us. It's for people who can afford it, obviously, and have the time to drive or whatever. Maybe
You're
some
making up a
people.
demographic.
If it was
You're
under
No, I'm
six-
not. It's a huge
Jim?
demographic. That's
Jim?
how many does he need? 400?
All right,
Come
Jim.
on.
Why is he going on Westman to promote it then?
Just for the fun of it.
Well,
Yes.
He's having
Do
a
you
good
think-
time,
hold
man.
on.
It's
Do you
40
think Chad does anything for the fun of it, Jim?
Yeah, I think everything he does is for the fun of it.
if it was
Really
under
do.
6 hours and 45 minutes
It's
to
not
drive,
fun for him. And I think Chad, they've reached out to the important YouTubers, the ones that matter. Obviously not us. Obviously not you guys. I'm waiting for my text. I'm sure it'll be here any minute.
but if
Well,
it was under 6 hours and 45 minutes to
But they've
drive,
reached out to
there.
some
I would drive
important
there, Jim.
YouTubers.
I would drive there if it was
Hey,
under
Can-
7
hold
hours.
on, Jim.
Okay.
Jim.
I would drive there if it was. I would drive there if it was under an hour.
It's funny
I
how
would.
Jim.
If I could get there in an hour,
Jim's default is automatically to challenge me.
no.
I
it's
want
not.
Jim. Can you go
This
back
one,
to a
this one.
time? Hold on. Can you go back to a time where you first met me and sort of adored me?
I
So-
never adored. I never adored
Well,
you. I feared you.
Wait.
I feared you. You were so fucking tall.
Well,
What
hold
we
on.
talked-
Hey, I've
What
seen
we
you
talked about
before.
the other day, the biggest mistake from my point of view, is not being in Salina. It's there because that's where they are. So
Right.
I'm taking that off the table. It's that when you look at it, people have the impression that it's costing $2,000 to $6,000 because of the
Website
VIP
is a little-
packages. They don't tell you that it's free.
Yeah, we
It's-
we talked about that.
I know
but-
we talked about it, but when you click on that link, you don't see that.
I
It
think
doesn't
Chad
tell
is.
you.
I'm going to defend Chad. He's just keeping up with his. What the fuck's the matter with your website? You know what I mean? It's always been
Hey,
like that.
Vinyl Piper. The flights don't go directly into Salina, right? You have
I
to rent a car. Oh, hold on.
Matt Luthen says, "Don't go into Salina. There's a better airport, but you got to rent a car."
Yeah, you have to rent a car. In my mind, I'm
It's not-
already in. Let's say at the minimum,
Wait.
I'm in for $1,500.
Yeah, that's about right.
But there's food and everything else. That's
I
what
hate to
I'm
tell you
in
this.
for. That's the biggest obstacle for me. How do you make that a non-obstacle?
Look, for $1,500 is
Get 'em to
here.
comp.
$1,500.
Get 'em to
Throw it
comp.
away. It's nothing for someone like me. If I
It's a lot, though. If
Jim wipes his ass with
if all I
$5.
had was $1,500, I'd burn it. That's how nothing.
Okay, the most regular person on screen right now is Elliot. Elliot, so again, the chance to meet here's the deal. Chad's going to be too busy. I don't think he even cares to hang around with a lot of people. One of the people he named as YouTubers, I don't know one of the people, but the main guy, Dylan, not big on. He's just uncomfortable in those situations. This is my opinion, based on evidence. Hold on, this is based on me having conversations with him.
Yeah.
So, but he named 3 people. I know there are some people who would like to meet me. There's a few in person, but there's other people, like, I'm not saying she would ever go, but like Melinda Murphy or even Mazzy, or even if you want to make the
I
cornerstone.
want to meet Melinda Murphy, actually, more than
Okay,
Chad.
we don't care what you want. We care what the people want that will pay to come.
You're making a big deal out of this.
Melinda, I want to meet you. Are you
want to
watching?
meet
Wait,
Rob,
this has all got to come back to me. Bring
Mary's
it to me.
dogs
I-
at 12 o'clock.
Okay, can you
period.
shut up? I'm talking to Elliot right now. Let him talk based on what I'm asking him. And I'll say this. One of the cornerstones of him doing this was said YouTubers will be there. Okay? Who? Not the 3.
I'm not sure that he understands that means the same thing to him as it does to you.
Well,
think
then
that-
he doesn't understand the people that he wants to come there. That's a big problem.
Bingo.
My answer to I think what you're asking me is there are plenty of you guys that I would love to meet in person and hang out with, but I'm not going to go to an event to do that. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to travel somewhere because I can say, oh, I met Mazzy and I met Jim and I met,
But you do.
Rob.
Would that be an enticing thing for you?
no.
Well,
Well,
it was
I
nice
would
having
love-
you.
I would-
Fuck
I would-
you,
let's put it
Elliot.
this way. I would enjoy flying out to Los Angeles sometime and spending a few days there and hanging out with you guys, looking for records and having dinner together and being able to talk person to person rather than over the internet. but I'm not going to an event where, people are going to meet in the conference room and, listen to a concert, and then we're going to mingle, and all that. No, that doesn't appeal to me. And I'm not going to go so I can say, I shook Frimmer's hand or whatever.
Well, okay, Elliot, because I sort of know the area you live in, and so here's my question for you. You're not in a horrible spot to participate in things. So how far would you go? Would you go to Atlanta? Would you go to DC?
No.
What is
your Petticoat Junction?
I would go no further than 3 or 4 hours away.
Yeah.
So,
which is what? What's the Charlotte?
Which would be Charlotte, Asheville, Raleigh.
Petticoat Junction.
Because
have you ever been to the Bug Tussle Bijou?
No. But I wouldn't go. Atlanta's like 6 hours away. No, I wouldn't do that. DC is 6 hours away.
Holy moly! Everything's 6 hours away.
I've driven up and down the West Coast.
I mean, Asheville would be a place where I would think Asheville would be a place where you might have.
It would be Charlotte, the metro area of Charlotte. What is that? 3 million people.
Yeah,
Mike,
and Raleigh's the same way. The Raleigh-Durham metro area is about 3 million as well. So that there are large enough metropolitan areas where you could have something like that. And Asheville would be the resort area within a decent distance where you might have. You got a pressing plant, for instance, in Asheville. You got a lot of stuff there. Wilmington, the same way. You got the movie making, the television production facilities there in Wilmington that bring in some celebrities and things like that. But
I'm kind of.
I don't want to use that term, but the star having sex with term, you know what I'm saying?
Star fucker.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in that. When I was young, I might say, "Oh man, I want to go so I can meet so and so." But
Jim, you missed it. You should have said, "Damn."
I'm a little taken back that Mark Glassman went to Tokyo before he came to Seattle.
Wow.
I can't imagine going to Tokyo.
I think, I've never said this before and I've never felt this way. Usually I'm way too jealous and bullshit like that. I think we, as the people that are watching this show right now and every day that rely on this show, should send Mazzy. We should give him $2,000 to go. Come on, Maz.
I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't expect for anyone to pay for my.
No, the group. We need someone there. We need an inside man.
Jim,
if you want to pay me, I wouldn't expect it. But if you want to pay me to go,
I like the idea of sending Mazzy, but just a one-way ticket.
Yeah, I like. How about this? Let's send him halfway. How about if we send him halfway?
I have a membership.
We could.
If I get 100 more members on my channel, I'll go.
There you go. Right. I have a question about this event Chad's putting on related to vinyl community casting. Because, maybe you guys know who that vinyl community casting is, but I still don't know who the person is, but it doesn't matter. But I didn't understand the one he put up or she put up that had several people in the background and an African-American gentleman in the front. And
not hard to understand that, Elliot.
And it said Chad. What was I supposed to read into that?
Well, I think, there's lots of ways to read into it. If I was trying to be in line with the person's thinking, if you know that movie, and I'm sorry, I'm giving away that movie.
Which movie?
The movie where that he showed the picture from. What's the name of the movie, people?
Nope.
No. Is it Nope?
I know just watched it again.
No.
It's the one before Nope.
Yeah, right. So basically the plot is old, decrepit, dying white people are being put in the bodies of young, strong, strapping black men. I think
you had to know the movie then to get that one. I don't know.
I kind of think it's that, or
No, that's it.
Or if you want to be blatant, he's not inviting people of color to the event. I don't know.
I doubt that.
But
He's
it's-
not like that. I mean,
Well,
look at all the
performers
music.
the performers are mostly.
He's from New Orleans. The performers are black. He's into blues and Cajun.
Hold on.
We're
I don't
trying to-
believe.
We're trying to fix this, guys.
Jim, I don't. The insinuation that is anything to be the case should not be associated with Chad. I do not believe that's his.
No,
that's
that's
probably what you said the first time.
I think the association of
a joke on the movie.
taking young people's vital blood life source and leaving them decrepit. That's
no.
We all do. We all would have.
Maybe if I was said this is where it might have fallen flat, Elliot, with putting that picture up. If that is the case, putting putting people in the bodies, I don't know. That's a big ask.
A bit of a leap for this crowd.
I feel better now
It's our
because
fault.
I thought I was the confused senior citizen in not getting that one, but I feel like maybe a whole lot of people didn't quite get that one then.
There you go.
Normally, I ask you people not to give me money, but I'll take all the money Vinyl Piper.
You know, Vinyl Piper, you can go directly to my channel and do the same thing if you want.
Hey, Vinyl Piper.
Or PayPal. No.
And Vinyl Piper, you cannot go to my channel and leave me any money. There's no way to do it.
Just PayPal, Maslov@maslov.com with a V.
Now, Elliot, if we offered you travel and accommodations, you'll go wherever we.
The first person that PayPal's $1,500,
I would love to, but on a
put
serious
it all
note, Rob, I
towards
can't leave.
Carolina.
I can't be gone.
Hey,
I can't. Let me finish. I can't be gone from the house.
Just
more
buy.
than-
Somebody
Five.
buy 1,000 of these. Order
Let's-
1,000 of these T-shirts.
This is
and
all
I'll go.
This is all pretend, Elliot. So just in a regular way.
pretend if I had no things that kept me
Right.
anchored here. Yes, I would go.
I mean, I have a job, Elliot. I mean, I can't.
So you can't just up and go either.
No,
Sure
like
he
I'm
can.
going,
Sure he
my nephew's getting married. I'm taking a week off to go attend that.
Oh, so you can go to a wedding of a relative, but you can't go to Salina.
Congratulations to
Of
you.
us. You can't
Hey,
do that.
Thank goodness my family does not live in the middle of nowhere.
Salina.
Is it Northern Virginia or
Yeah,
Maryland?
I'm going to DC. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean your nephew get married in that area.
You know, one thing people don't think about Virginia, huge wine industry, lots of vineyards. They have events there and weddings and stuff. It's a
Horse country too, right?
or Shenandoah Valley.
Yeah.
You know,
Mr. J.D. Cohen and the rest, I do want to thank 4 people ordered T-shirts and mugs yesterday. So I thank you.
Just trying to sell stuff to us.
Hey,
Now.
Oh, I would suggest
Rob,
thank you very much.
not
Rob,
to-
Rob,
They're a little
you
slow
don't blow your
sometimes.
You know,
Be patient.
someone
That's your
that celebrity that lives in that he's passed away now, but lived in that horse country, Shenandoah Valley, I guess,
Robert
in Northern
Duvall.
Virginia, Robert Duvall.
Yeah,
My nephew, he lives in the DC area and works has since he graduated from college about 20 years ago. But he has some friends that have a restaurant there in Northern Virginia. Guy he went to school with and his family, and he would go sometimes and hang out, there visiting his friend. And he was hanging out in the bar, and the mother of his friend there in the restaurant, she said, "There's a gentleman here that needs a jump for his car. His battery's dead. Do you mind going out there to the parking lot and jumping him off?" And my nephew said, "Sure, I'll be glad to," because he's just a nice guy, And he went out and he jumped the guy off, and the guy said the guy was real nice and everything. And
by the way, I don't know that term, Elliot. It sounds like something else.
You don't know jumper cables, Rob. Battery was dead.
Give people a jump, but not jump them off, Elliot.
Don't read too much into it. Anyway,
Thanks, Rob. I was fucked up on that.
He got his car cranked, and the guy thanked him and left. And he went back in there, and she said, "I appreciate you doing that." He said, "No problem." The guy was real nice. She said, "Do you know who that was?" Well, it was Robert Duvall. And he said, "Well, I thought he looked familiar, but I didn't."
My niece and nephew went to a private school out around there, and he would often come to the school and talk to the students. So he was about that community there.
Yeah. Who's
You know,
another-
we used to 2 other celebrities have farms around there too. The
who
Rock.
else?
I don't know if The Rock still has it, but he had a farm out there. And Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Costner had a farm out there, I think, at one point.
Yeah, I used to make Danny Bonaducci smell my farts. So
You know, I do want to
Unfortunately,
give,
you make most people smell
I
your
want to
farts.
give a shout out to Harry Music Room. He inboxed me. I didn't respond there, but there's a great video. You know that guy who does, I forgot the channel name. He's a big channel that interviews or has celebrities outside and they listen to headphones to music and they test their musical knowledge. You know that guy?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
There's a new one with Taj Mahal. It's excellent. Yes,
Oh,
he
I've
does a
never
whole section on Ry Cooter, but it's excellent. His knowledge, and of course, he would know that music.
He's at Chad Fest.
Yeah, he is.
Taj is cool. That's good.
If you haven't seen Taj Mahal, I've seen him. I mean, he lives in the Bay Area, I think, still, but I've seen him many times. I saw him with Ry Cooter.
Is he like 80 years old? Is he that
yeah,
old?
but he's at least he's probably more. But he is really good. You know, obviously blues and rock and
Caribbean music. Caribbean music. He's
Caribbean.
big in
He's
Caribbean
part
music.
Caribbean in nature.
Elliot, you should go
heritage.
look. The 3 shows they're doing are excellent.
Yeah, they are.
Elliot would dig
The
this shit
jazz
a
show
lot.
I want to see.
The most.
I would want to see again. My main issue, is there 4 other events. 2 of them make more sense for me, and just the cost of getting there and everything
Right.
is too much.
Marcus, in answer to that question, Maisie Owen, the guy I know a little bit from San Francisco label, Tompkins Square. Tompkins Square does a lot of reissues of jazz, of blues, of bluegrass, really stuff. They have some new stuff too. And the guy reached out to me because Maisie Owen did an in-store performance on Sunday a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago at Easy Street. And he texts me Monday morning, says, hey, I forgot to tell you about this in-store. They're leaving tonight on the plane. There's like 4 of them, the manager and her, and this other guitar player opens up for her. Can they come over and perform at your place? And I thought they could be there by 3:00. And I thought about it for just a minute. I thought it'd be fun. She's acoustic. I listened to it, a little bit of her record, because I like that British, even though she's a Nashville singer, she's young, 23 years old, Nashville. But she's got that British sort of late 60s.
Well,
folk
was she on
style.
the TV show Nashville? Am I wrong about that?
No, she's 23 years
The
old.
thing that freaks
Again,
me
she's
out
a
about
little
this whole
kid
thing,
with her and her sister. I think it's
Not that I
girl.
know of. Not that I
the
don't
thing
know.
that freaks me out is that Mazzy, his fucking house was clean enough for this shit already.
My
You know
house
what
is
I mean?
always clean. Yeah.
I have to
But
be
anyway,
like,
I recorded 3 songs with her, and the only blip we had, the other guy who I didn't, unbeknownst to me, happens to be her boyfriend, who's this guy who does more of a Townes Van Zandt style. He's touring with her, right, on this West Coast, up and down the West Coast. But he's on a different label. He's got another indie label. And it turns out the label was trying to push Maisie. And I stuck a clip on the end of him initially playing a separate, like a bonus track. And they kind of texted me and said, you know, he wasn't supposed to open his guitar case and play. This is for Maisie to feature her. And I said, look, I'm going to apologize for that, but don't blame him, because they were waiting in the other room. My Epiphone Texan is hanging on the wall, and I took it off after we took a break. And because he asked me about the guitar, and I said, you want to play it? And I said, do you mind if I film you? And, you know, and I did, and I stuck it on there. I didn't even ask. He didn't take it out. And so people who saw the first cut see that extra song, then I cut that off. And he's good in his own right, but it's true. This was for Maisie Owen, a promotional thing. But I tell you, she played.
So you're saying she came to your house and just
right.
you
Watch
and,
the video. It was just a couple days ago.
okay, I hadn't seen it yet. A few people there. Did you have an audience? Did you have some friends?
No, it was her, the other guitar player, but they didn't play together. Her manager, who's from the Bay Area, who used to be in the record business and somehow knew me from the record business in San Francisco. And he used to have a show or work at Sirius SM and stuff, or XM, whatever it's called. And another woman, I don't know who the other woman was. So there's 4 of them. And they just showed up. And I had to set up in my record library because it's a dead quiet room. And she just performed 3 tracks, 3 songs. I asked her a few questions off camera, which, of course, Digital Gramophone John said, you know, I love that, but it was a little creepy, you asking questions to this young woman off camera. It kind of, he was joking about it, you know. But it was great. It was just her playing, and she played 3
Well,
songs.
that's great content there, Mazzy.
Well, what I'd like to
definitely
do, I
watch
mean,
that.
I've thought about this in the past. It's kind of like tiny desk concerts, but if I could get certain type of musicians that I like to do a little thing like that, it'd be great. I don't want to do the whole.
I'd come up there and play with Harry at your house.
Yeah. Rob, I'd like to show and speak a little bit, if I could, about this gentleman here. This is Big Boy Henry. He's passed away now, but this is a 45 from. I say 45. It's a 7-inch, but it's a 33 1/3 on Audio Arts out of Greenville, and Big Boy Henry he's from Beaufort on the coast of North Carolina, and he used to busk when he was a young man in the New Bern, Beaufort area, and he would go up to New York and play with Sonny Terry and people like that sometimes.
So he's a blues guy.
A blues guy, and he was also he worked on commercial fishing boats, things like that.
What period of time are we talking about?
40s. He was in the 40s into the 50s when he was actively busking and going to New York and playing with guys and doing that. 40s into the 50s, got out of it to raise a family, and he was a commercial fisherman, and he had a little general store there in the Beaufort area, and then he was rediscovered in the 80s. And this is from the 80s, from the early 80s, 83 or 4.
What age would he be when he was in his 60s or something?
He was rediscovered in his 60s, yes, in his 60s, maybe late 50s. But this is a 45 and
it's a 7-inch, Elliot. Come on.
A 7-inch, that's right. And he was the European label put out 2 records by him. I've got one of them. It's recordings he did in the 40s and the 50s. He recorded some stuff that wasn't released in New York, but he also worked at an electronics store, and he would record himself sometimes there using the equipment he had set up there. And then there's another album when he was during his rediscovery period. That same European label has. I haven't gotten a copy of that yet. You can't find those in the U.S. And there are very few in Europe as well. But I did. He did 3 CDs during the 80s and 90s period, and I have those CDs. And I had the opportunity to see him once during this rediscovery period. Put on a great show. He performed with the guy that produced these, named Lightning Wells. And Lightning Wells is from the Fountain area of North Carolina. And he's a blues artist, very good, not just blues, but he's in the tradition of Taj Mahal, I would say. Plays a lot of different things. And he's a record collector. And since then, doing record shows, sometimes he sells at record shows. And I've had the opportunity to talk to him a lot at record show stuff. Really nice guy. And we're talking about where would you go for events and stuff. Well, I'm going to the Elizabeth Cotton Freight Train Festival. It's a series of concerts in Carborough, where Elizabeth Cotton's was from. Series of concerts on Friday evenings. And I'm going to see Lightning, the guy that produced Big Boy and played with Big Boy, and that's also a record seller. And another guy, David Chilton, I believe it is, who's affiliated with the Avent Brothers, retired attorney who plays as a professional musician now. He wrote The Prettiest Thing, that song Prettiest Thing, the Avent Brothers recorded, that is real popular in their act. So that's the type of stuff I'm going to go see. Free, bring a lawn chair, sit down in the commons area of the town square and listen to something that is, an hour away and a couple of hours of nice
that's
music.
Instead of Chad Fest
Yes.
for you?
Very nice. Hey, I've just got a news bulletin. Can I interrupt? Are you done, Elliot?
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, just got a news bulletin. I put a link this morning on.
This is not the way you do a news bulletin, by the way.
I on my computer came out as a link on Channel 7.
You know, you're turning into Elliot. Just spit it out.
On Channel 7 News this morning, I was watching the news, and a mountain lion attacked an Akita belonging to the owner of Upscale Audio. He was on the news this morning, Channel 7 News. His dog got attacked. Anyone who's purchased from Upscale knows, what's his name? I'm blanking.
This is regional news flash.
Yeah, you know.
No,
hey,
people all over the fucking world buy
hey,
from Upscale Audio.
Hey, Elliot, as you're
that.
finishing off your sweet tea, you could just rest assured that you're not the one who told a weird ass story.
I got something to show Elliot. I think Elliot will like this. This is a promo I got, a CD. It comes out in 2 weeks. Do you know who Dick Spotwood is?
No.
Okay. Dick Spotwood is an 89-year-old musicologist emphasizing country and bluegrass stuff. And that label I mentioned out of San Francisco, Tompkins Square, does a lot of roots music as well. And this comp is coming out, and it's a big deal in that world, in the bluegrass and early country and old-timey music.
Right.
And this is 1925 songs.
Oh, cool.
It's blues, country, jazz, and more. And it's 2 CDs with a whole book written and curated by Dick Spotswood. So it's Dick, he curates it. He lives in Florida. He's known. He has radio shows on bluegrass music. And he's definitely one of those archivist experts.
Dick Spotswood, I wonder if he's originally from Virginia.
I can tell you one thing. No one went out in the parking lot to jump off Dick Spot.
He is, let's see, he was born in Washington, D.C.
Okay, all right. The reason I ask Mazzy is I am a Governor Spotswood of Virginia, who sent everybody into Kentucky to claim that land, colonial governor, royal governor of Virginia. And he's the one that sent Maynard out to kill, and he tracked down and killed Blackbeard on the North Carolina coast.
Wow.
So an important governor in the colonial period.
Well, he edited a 15-volume
Virginia
LP
called
series, Folk Music in America, at the Library of Congress.
Yes, exactly. And Rob, I'm kin to the Spotswoods. On my grandmother, my mother's side. I'm Spotswood of Spotswood descent.
He did a book.
I wonder if maybe he's a distant cousin.
I don't know. He did a book called "How Bluegrass Music Destroyed My Life." Credited he did stuff with Bill Monroe and Blue Yonder Number 7. Anyway, he has a radio show and stuff. But I listened to this over the weekend, and it's just out of all these people here, you're the only one who will get this. I mean, get it, understand it. Like.
Hell, hold on.
It's what.
That's not.
Okay, you're gonna go.
Mazzy's not attacking. Mazzy's not attacking everyone else here.
No, I'm talking about on the screen. I don't think this is a Rob type of record. Maybe Jim's open enough.
What?
Never mind.
And it's what's the label it's on again, Mazzy?
Tompkins Square.
Yeah, it's a good label. That's a good label.
Yeah.
And supposedly, I believe they're building the Dickies in Spotsylvania, which it's halfway between DC and Richmond.
All right. So isn't that where Moose and Squirrel hang? Spotsylvania?
Hey, Jim, can you just monitor the
and Blackbeard the pirate? Was that really a real person?
Oh yes, yes.
Jim, can you monitor the Newswire for us for any other small dog?
Kevin Deal from Upscale Audio. Come on, a lot of people know him.
Jim
buys equipment from him.
Jim, the fun fact is when Maynard caught up with Blackbeard and they fought this fierce, ferocious fight, Blackbeard used to put fuses in his beard and light them. So when he came out to fight, on deck, he was lit up like the devil. And they fought, and Blackbeard had something like 20 some stab wounds and gunshot wounds when he was finally dead. But Maynard, who was a lieutenant with the colonial militia, naval militia in Virginia, he cut Blackbeard's head off and he stuck it on the front of the bow of the ship.
As one would, of course, yeah.
As one would. And they threw his body overboard, and they said his body swam around the ship multiple times.
Because he wasn't dead.
Hey, Elliot.
I saw that cartoon.
The only way to connect that story to Jim is Jim lights his own farts.
So what my kin go back to Irkutsk in Siberia, which is close to the Mongolian border.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, does anyone know Johnny Depp here that could get him up here?
Hey, does anybody know what the subject is tonight? Are they on tonight on Chance's show? Is it about how to drive to Salina?
I think he's hiatus for 2 weeks.
I wish we could get someone like Chance.
You're on hiatus still?
2 weeks. Well, he messaged me the other day and said he would be on hiatus for the next 2 weeks. So I assume it's starting.
The topic tonight is how gas is affecting your vinyl buying habits.
You know, I was on a couple of 2 or 3 months ago, and our friend Mike from In Groove was on, and you remember I was showing those records I got a real good deal on, and everybody was laughing at me and especially Mike saying he would not even put those records out in his store; they would never sell. Almost every one of those records is sold within 6 record shows. I mean, I don't have hardly any of them left. They all sold. So I just want to just say, you may think you know what people want, but maybe you don't know as much as you think.
It doesn't. So all of you who sell records and there's a box of records you can't sell, go to North Carolina.
Yeah,
there's an audience. There's an audience member, a buyer.
No, you can go. I did 6 shows so far this year, 6 shows, and you can go to 5 shows, and nobody gives a thought for a particular record. But on that 6th show, suddenly someone is there, and they like that record. They know that artist. And they can't believe you've got it, and they buy it. And that's true. I think most people that sell records, what's popular and what will sell is only as good as the next person that walks into the show or the store.
Hey, Elliot, you're a historian type of person, right?
I am.
I think the J whatever Barnum said it best.
I was going to go there too.
P.T. Barnum.
What did he say, Elliot?
He said there's a sucker born every day.
Thank you. Every minute.
Well, yeah. but what is like? There was several of them were obscure heavy metal or obscure punk records. Several of those records I showed, they were obscure, but that doesn't mean they aren't good, and that doesn't mean someone that is a connoisseur of punk records doesn't walk in there and see that record, and that is of great value.
We're not talking about obscure punk. We're talking about the Mantovani and the Glenn Miller.
I don't sell any of those. Although, some Glenn Miller could sell. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to show some records I picked up. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So there's a jazz musician I've tried to get into.
Wake me up when you're finished.
Well, you're mentioned in this. So there's a jazz musician I've tried to get into, and based on people praising this Record Store Day release, I saw a copy yesterday and I grabbed it, the Roy Hargrove that Zev put out. And this is good because it's a professional recording. It sounds good. It's not archival. And I like this. This is from 2000. He passed away, kind of relatively young. So this is a good album. I liked it. I don't know who else has it. It's good.
What is his instrument?
Trumpet. He's one of those type of high playing trumpet, powerful sounding.
Is that one of those records that Elliot would take 6 shows to sell?
No, it's not that shitty. This is a record.
Y'all are just jealous, is what it is. You're just jealous.
Okay, if you find an original of this record, it's like a $2,000 plus record.
Didn't Tone Poet or Music Matters put that one out?
Music Matters put it out. If it comes out, it's going to be a classic series. But this is excellent. It's a trio. It's so well recorded. It sounds excellent. This is 1979 Japanese pressing.
I had the Music Matters.
Yeah, the Music Matters is not cheap. It's like $150 for the.
It's a 45, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it a
double 45.
Yeah.
But
Nicole has my old copy. It's a good record.
this is fantastic, and I like Horace Parlan, so this is excellent. And
Look at me showing my jazz credentials.
no,
Look at that.
you're not
Oh.
dumb.
Arlen.
You're not dumb. And by the way, you know, Joey, I showed a record, and Joey goes, "Is that a birthday gift to yourself?" No, this was my birthday gift to myself. So there you go. No one else sent me a birthday gift. Thank you. But weirdly enough, I found a bunch of mono.
If you want, Jim will send you a gift, but it'll smell and it'll
I got-
take a while to get there.
No,
So,
I've got his gift right here.
Hold on. No, he's pulling out the Mac Davis record. Go look at Jim in the warehouse that it has tons of those.
Ooh.
So I found
Ooh.
a lot of minty mono Duke Ellingtons
Nice.
that sound fantastic.
now those would take a while to sell at Elliott's.
No, they would sell instantly.
When I sell jazz, I sell a decent number of Ellington and Nat King
Another-
Cole.
this is, This one I don't see as much. All right, calm down. That's not what these sound like. And then Mazzy loves this record.
Oh, Mazzy.
This Duke Ellington and Mahalia Jackson. But here's the funny thing about these records where both of them are on it. It's like every other song. It's like alternating.
Okay.
I don't think they do songs together. But this
Should I be picking those up when I see them?
Here's the
you
thing.
find-
This
hold on.
one is sealed. I paid $30.
Okay, I'm silencing Jim because he doesn't want to participate. In
Can you
multiple-
visually get rid of Jim so we don't have to look at Mac Davis?
So here's the deal: if you find here's the problem. With
Columbia
these.
6 Eyes?
The Columbia 6 Eyes. The problem with these records is they were popular, so you never ever
Yeah.
find them clean. If you ever see these clean, regardless if they're mono or stereo, you buy them. This thing is like minty clean. So these three were a good find. Then I found here's another record. If you find this, it's beat to shit. It's an expensive record, and you can see the cover. I don't think I've ever seen a cover of this record that's not.
I have this record. It's on Philadelphia.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a heck of a cutout.
I
there.
have 3 copies of these. This one is the cleanest I've ever seen of this record, and it's a very desirable.
That's in that box that they put out a few years ago, too.
It's cut out so much, Rob. Can you tell us exactly who the artist is and the name of the album?
It's
Dexter Wanzel.
Dexter Wanzel. But it's funk. It's soul funky record. It's really good.
I can hear that record. I can hear that record getting freaking hairlines every time you put it back. Does that thing have an inner sleeve?
So much.
It has an inner sleeve, but
Okay.
like they put it in. But you never find this in good condition.
No, you don't.
The best you can find it is like a VG copy. I have 2 VG copies. This is VG plus. It's clean. So
I mean, they can
I'm happy
sell the
about that.
part they can sell the part they cut as a used record.
We can cut you. And then I found a
Is that
copy
an original?
of Water Babies, which is a kind of a comp of
So that originally was a 2-eye, right?
No, it's originally a
No, that's the
360
70s.
because
Okay.
That's the 70s.
it came out in like 77, I
Yeah.
think. But this is like a comp of his electric years with the second and third lineup. So the third lineup includes Chick Corea and Dave Holland. But it's like on the corner. That's the same kind of artwork. And then this is a good record if you ever find it. This Emil Richards, if no one knows anything about him, he was sort of like a percussion expert.
I'm buying anything that's called the microtonal blues band. That's a for sure buy. Anything that says microtonal on it.
His two records. There's another one called like 1776. It's a live album. It's what would you call it? Like it's percussion based, kind of avant-garde. But
it kind of looks like Brian Tokyo record style before he got corrupted by
hats
philosophy.
If you go on YouTube, there's an interview because he kind of at his home had like a museum of like weird instruments. And if you go and look at what he played on here, like here are all the instruments that were used to record this right there.
That's just showing off.
Yeah, right.
But these are cool records if you ever find them.
It's like saying that's like saying you collaborated on a Taylor Swift song.
Wait. Who's the famous Wrecking Crew guitar player?
Tommy Tedesco. Tommy Tedesco.
Yeah, Tedesco. He's sitting in a booth, and there's all these.
Make it sound like a Balalaika or something.
Yeah, and he would
okay.
Pick up the same guitar, play it, and they go okay, and they believed he had a Balalaika.
And make it sound like a mandolin. Okay.
And then Patrick, have you ever seen any Inja, which is a German jazz label? Any Inja, you pick it up. This is more like sort of free-ish, Albert Mangelsdorf. So I found that nice record. There you go. That's what I found the last couple days.
Nice.
That's true. I went on Anthony's classical stream to show records I found. And I just did a little Bob Hope walkthrough. I should have told a Bob Hope joke.
Has everybody gotten all the record store day records that they wanted to pick up?
Yeah.
I bought one.
The ones I not desperately. I don't think there was any. There was a couple that were good.
I got these two after the fact, at a really good price actually. The Charlie Patton and the Ma Rainey. And the ones I couldn't get or didn't get to start with were the Professor Longhair, Mardi Gras in Baton Rouge. And I waited and put it on my want list. And it was, I think it was selling for $36 maybe at Record Store Day. And people had jumped it up to $40 or $45, but nothing outrageous. And I just kept it on my want list. And eventually, last night, it popped up for $30. So I got that ordered. That's coming in. But I got the Ma Rainey and the Charlie Patton from Safari in LA. $18 each. $18.
Yeah, no. They picked up all the stuff for Coachella, so they're getting rid of everything.
Right.
I went in there, and stuff I paid full price for was already half price.
Yes, these were half price on Discogs, and the funny thing was they accidentally, when they were shipping everything out that first week after Record Store Day, somebody else ordered the exact same two records, and they ended up sending both to me, and I contacted them. I said, look, you double shipped to me. And they went, oh, that's what happened to somebody's order. We couldn't figure it out. So I was going to send it back to them.
Yeah.
But they were going to, send me a shipping label. And it was taking a while. And I said, I went back to them. I said, hey, how about this? Another option, instead of us having to worry about shipping back and forth and getting the label and all that, why don't I give you $25 for both of them? And that would, because he had said, oh, I'll give you a discount on what you bought, which he didn't need to do. But I figured, he said, yeah, let's do that. And it saved all the back and forth.
You didn't tell him you find some rube at a record show and sell it to him.
I will sell them at a record show, and I will mark them at a reasonable discount from Record Store Day. So these were, say, 30, just call it 30, even though they were selling them about 36. Call it 30. I'll probably sell them for $20. And then if somebody
listen, Elliot's still using the Telegraph. He can't do that, Harry.
And then
I'm gonna do
if somebody buys several records from me, I'll probably knock the price down to the equivalent of selling them for about 18.
Elliot,
Yes.
in your lifetime, did you ever sell used cars?
No.
You would be awesome at it.
I'm going to do something that Rob hates. I'm going to respond to a member of the audience here.
Well, 90% of what you do, I hate.
Yes.
That was
Here are the members of Clanad, and of course, you see who's in the picture. Number 2 is Anya, who is a member of the Clanad. Not a long time member, but she was.
What is Clanad?
They're an Irish folk group.
I had Clanad at one time, and let me tell you,
that will take 6 record shows. It will take 6 record shows to get rid of Clanad.
Penicillin is about the only thing that works on them.
Yeah, but they're excellent records.
Let me help you out, Elliot. Let me improve what you just said. I had Clanad once. I went out in the woods and dug up a root and made a hummus and rubbed it on it.
Elliot, I commiserate with you sometimes because there's a real backlash and a hatred, or for whatever reason, with these fucking like rock and rollers and hipsters and jazz bows of folk music and traditional roots music in this thing. And she was an unofficial member, but she was a member. Okay, she was part of the family.
She left the group because she had 50 cats at home she had to take care of.
She didn't have the cats quite yet, that many yet.
She didn't own the castle yet?
The producer wanted to do stuff with her, and she wanted to do other stuff,
She hasn't been down the Orinoco River in Brazil?
No. Like, her deal is staying at home doing nothing.
Yeah, she does nothing. It's kind of like, I remember there was a guy, Rosebud Agency was a really good booking agency, management that would book acts like, I don't know about Taj Mahal, but J.J. Cale and a lot of roots acts. And I remember Mike Kappas, the guy who used to own it, one of his big artists, it was J.J. Cale. And I was with him and Vernon, the Great American Musical, and we were talking about J.J. Cale. And he said, when he wasn't touring, his favorite thing to do, he had this place somewhere in California, east of L.A., and he would walk the long path down to the mailbox. This is before the internet, I guess. And he couldn't wait till he got the BMI, the publishing checks. They started coming in when Eric Clapton covered Cocaine and After Midnight. And he'd walk the long road back, and he'd get these hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases, publishing checks because of Eric Clapton and Leonard Skinner doing
Tea for Texas.
Call Me the Breeze, yeah.
Call Me the Breeze, Yeah.
Well, he was living in the desert in a double wide his last years, I think.
Could be, yeah.
That may be where you're talking about, where he would walk.
Could be. I think he had that place for decades.
What's wrong with living in a double wide?
There is not absolutely nothing wrong with living in a double wide. That's just what I remember. He was in the desert in a double wide.
Hey, Elliot, I think Frummer posted this. Hey, Wicked Exile, is there a link? You should watch this, Elliot. Some guy kind of take his take on how people are saying you should clean records.
Oh, here we go.
I saw that from Frummer's website.
Yeah, it was some dude who I don't know who that dude.
It's the chemist who says that water's a negative and
he's wrong.
Charge. Yeah.
He's wrong. But the thing is, they interview this guy and they say, "And you're a
audiophile,
chemical engineer." By the way, but they never say what his name is or what his credentials are. He just anybody. I'm a chemical engineer myself. I could say that, and it would be a lie. But
I play one on TV.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Frummer on record cleaning is he's stuck in the mud. He refuses to listen to anybody else.
Well, that's almost every topic.
Hey, PB, maybe I need to host another record cleaning video with you.
Only if you're drinking it.
What were you disagreeing with him so much, Elliot?
If you host it with me, you have to agree. You have to admit that you clean records that you buy new. You can't put your head in the sand and say, "I bought a new record. I'm not cleaning it."
Yeah, I don't clean every new record. I clean some new records.
That makes no sense. Because the Humming Guru's easy. It's not like you're exerting. It's like you made the stand It's like you made this stand and you're going to die on that hill when
Well,
you've got a humming guru. If somebody sent you one of the humming gurus that filled it up automatically, would you then clean a new record?
I'm not saying you're wrong here, because you're not wrong. You're absolutely right.
I'm saying you're wrong.
You're wrong with the Billy Joel thing, but you're not wrong with this.
I mean, why? I mean, I'm trying to get a feel for why you would do that.
Why did he go for 40 years?
So many records come through this house.
Patrick, when Mazzy does a number 2, it depends how he feels if he wipes.
Oh, God.
While you're on this stream, get up, go get a cup of coffee, drop a record in the humdinger, whatever you fucking call it, and fucking turn it on. It's literally 20 seconds.
Can you bring up Harry's column before that? Not the one about
if you've got the automatic water dispenser for the humming guru,
there's no reason. There is no reason not to.
You certainly should also have a bidet.
Okay, I've talked to the Kermis guy a bunch of times. Here's and I kind of feel like I have a good BS meter. I feel like he's sincere. But as a true pitchman, like a Ron Popeil type of guy, he developed a good shtick. And
he says a lot without saying a lot. So, yeah.
But he has a product that works. Is it the best? Is it the best? No.
I have a Kermis.
Do you wear a white lab coat when you use it?
I think Kermis,
I don't have the money to buy a
Kermis is an
Kermis.
essential part of a record cleaning process.
I would take the humming guru, and especially my cleaner vinyl units over the Kermis. The Kermis is not even in use in my house anymore.
Okay, for me, it's the process in between cleaning that Kermis promotes that is fucking brilliant. That works. When you put the magic juice on and you rub the brush all over.
It's not magic juice. It's not the magic juice. It's the actual rubbing, the scrubbing that actually works. It's not what you put on it. It's the mechanical action.
This sounds like a sex site.
Patrick, whatever.
Well, hold on.
Works.
Elliot, if anyone up here has magic juice, Elliot makes it in the woods.
Yeah. And I don't even think you need to have a Kermis to use but you do need to do the rubbing.
The thing about cleaning records that I will say is there are a bunch of ways to clean records properly that will give you the same results. But there's some crazy stuff. I'm not advocating any of the crazy stuff. But if you've got a good process, whether you're using manually doing it in the sink, whether you're using a record cleaning machine, or whether you're using an ultrasonic record cleaning machine, whether you're using something that costs you $4,000 or something that costs you $200, if your process is good and if you're using good cleaning solutions,
there's a pamphlet.
And the final thing. Wait, let me say this, Patrick. Let me just say this. And if you rinse properly at the conclusion of your cleaning process, you are going to get good results, regardless of which you use.
But you just
got all your information from Neil, and where everybody can get this information. It's readily available, and it's so
make sure that let me just give you a public service announcement, Elliot. Keep your fucking Blue Notes away from the sink. Don't get them anywhere near a sink.
I personally don't use.
Water gets on those labels, it's over. Period.
I personally don't use the sink, but some people do.
Hey, Jim won't publicly say this, but he rubs duck feces all over his records first.
And you got to see me chasing those ducks.
You were contractually obligated to never say that in public.
Hey, and I'll say this. I'm the only one who says this. That Better Records dude, those records aren't better records. His cleaning process, when that dude wakes up and says, hey, you know what? I need to bottle this shit and sell a cleaning system, is the day he'll start raking in the dough.
I have Tertitol in my humming guru, 1 drop.
Patrick, seriously, Elliot and Patrick, here's when I first got into this, I can't find the video that I first saw, but this dude kind of concocted his own cleaning solution by fermenting shit. And I haven't seen it since. But have you ever come across like a fermented cleaner type of thing?
I use vinegar. I use vinegar and distilled water as a pre-rinse.
Vinegar's got enzymes in it. Enzymes work.
Citronox or vinegar.
If you don't want to use vinegar, you can get Citronox.
I think Patrick will agree with me here. Anyone that's serious about cleaning their records, if you will download Anton's
Neil Anton,
Neil Anton's
aqueous method of cleaning whatever
precision,
the hell that is.
It's called Precision Aqueous Cleaning of Vinyl Records. 5 words. Precision Aqueous Cleaning of Vinyl Records. If you Google that, you can find that site and you can download the 3rd edition, and it covers all the different ways, whether you're using the ultrasonic, whether you're using the sync or anything in between. He doesn't promote one over the other. He's
also on the Hoffman forums and to keep things up to date. And if you have specific questions,
he will answer there and he'll
answer it.
I'll tell you this: when Patrick suggested his cleaning solution, when I got that Humming Guru manual spin clean thing, which is excellent, by the way, guys.
It is good.
So I concocted what Patrick suggested and added it to my cleaning process, and I've seen a noticeable difference.
Was it a Turgitol mix?
No. So what it is this? It's the hand crank.
But I mean, what?
No, it's like 80% white
vinegar.
Distilled vinegar.
Okay.
Then about 29.5, water, distilled water, and then I put a splash of Liquinox in.
Liquinox was great.
And then you do a rinse cycle.
And then I clean it, rinse it in the Humming Guru.
I don't, in answer to the question, I have this record flattener here. I don't know when it's going to be available. I'm still playing with it. It's 4 hours to do one record. I've done 3 records only. I've been busy. I need to kind of put it in and work on it, but I've been on to other things.
So you'll do 4 hours of a fucking record flattener.
I don't sit with it.
You won't fucking Humming Guru.
I do.
Record,
believe me, I clean a lot of records, but I clean my older records that need it first.
Is it put in and then and leave it alone, or is it something you've got?
No, you put it in and leave it alone.
Elliot, it's like when you make.
Hey, I have a question.
It's like making
Elliot's being invaded by June bugs.
Yeah,
actually, it was a wasp I killed.
It's like making waffles. It's like making waffles. You put it in. You set. There's 3 temperatures. You press the button once, and then again to start it, and it goes through a 4-hour cycle. And it there's a light on, and then it eventually cools off. Then it says ready or whatever. And
then you have a perfectly cooked.
I don't know. I think it's around $600 or $700.
Does it work? Does it actually fix?
What worked on? I did it on 3 records. Worked perfectly. I haven't tried it on a lip warp yet.
Here's what you do. There's the Record Pie site. They have an AI thing now where you can tell it what year the record is, how much it weighs, what kind of warp it is, and it'll tell you what temperature, how many hours, what kind of cool down. And like I said, go to the Record Pie site. You don't have to use their product, but it'll actually give you some good advice on
how much is the Record Pie. What did that sell for?
It's for the site's free. You just go on the site for free.
Record Pie is at the what you have, Mazzy, from what I've saw, looks better to me than the Record Pie.
So it goes Vinyl Flat, Record Pie, what you have, and then what Rob and I have.
So Record Pie is probably like a $300 machine.
I'm telling you. Here's the deal, people.
I'm just curious. I don't know the competition.
And this again is another thing against Michael Fremer. The one that Patrick and I have, and I have it by Jim. It's really his. Is this German one that's like $2,500?
Wow.
They sent Fremer one, and Fremer somehow thought it was literally like a air fryer making a pizza. It took me over 8 months to work with it to figure it out. And it still really depends. It's hard to what I've discovered, like what's the RCA Duraflex? Those are hard to flatten. Those really are.
Dynaflex.
The Dynaflex are hard to flatten.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's a record
Edgeworks are iffy. So yeah.
So
Edgeworks
there's
are-
a record store.
I'm going to try one anyway. I'm going to
Aren't
try
the
one.
180s harder to
Somehow I got
flatten?
a bunch of modern records pressings. I don't know what those records are made out of.
You know,
They
it
were
also
all warped. Well, let me finish, Mazzy. They were all warped, and I tried to flatten them. I don't know. They seem very plasticky to me. I don't know if people know. Are they recycled vinyl? I couldn't get them flat. I set them at the high setting for the long time. They wouldn't change their form. So it really depends what
Aren't
it
the
is.
180 grams
these come
harder
with
to
these
flatten?
two discs, these two like plastic type of some kind of discs that if it's a heavy lip, you put those on. Otherwise, you use it with the two glass things. You also can pull out remove the spindle, and it suggests, and I haven't tried this, you can flatten a sealed record in the shrink without, in there. If you have a record that looks like that. No, hey, I haven't tried that.
Because I'll tell you this, I don't know what Patrick does, but when I get a record, the first thing I do is put it through the Humming Guru to take out any debris so it doesn't get pressed into the record somehow.
Right.
So if you really want to see how effective your cleaner is, get a piece of aluminum foil, put it in your whatever ultrasonic you have, put it in there, and if it doesn't poke little holes in the aluminum foil, like you put it in the Humming Guru, and it'll come out, and you can see that it fucking took out, it pounded the shit out of that piece of aluminum foil. I have a unit that I used to use to clean. Now it's just a rinse unit. That it didn't do jack shit. I put the aluminum foil in there. It didn't do jack shit. Now the one that I have that has 3 frequencies, that thing beat the hell out of aluminum foil. But if you want to see how effective it is, don't stack your records. Don't do four records at a time inside like the Kermis. You have to have space in between your records to get any kind of cavitation.
You
want to test it, use the aluminum foil.
waves.
Can I take a timeout for a second? All you morons in the chat, it's just horrible jokes you're making. Like this is like this.
Come on, we need a little bit better chat.
Can you guys? You're not trying to You're not one-upping each other. You're just equally as dumb as the other comment that the other people.
I think,
So I say this all the time. Hold on a second. I say this all the time, man. That your record cleaning method works for you until you try something different. I mean, you can sit there and be stuck in your ways like Mazzy. I don't clean a new record. Or you can like sit there and go, maybe I should try this and see if it's better. And if it's not better, that's fine. But I mean, don't sit there and think my cleaning journey has not ended. I'm changing stuff all the time, so.
I added a ultrasonic and I've experimented and used that. Generally speaking,
when you first started, you had 2 little bowls and trays that you just put records in. That's how you started. Now look.
But I don't have a Humming Guru, and eventually maybe I'll get one of those.
You don't have to have a Humming Guru,
right?
That's just it.
But I'll be honest with you, with the ultrasonic that I have, I can't really tell any difference whether I'm using a record cleaning machine and cleaning the records, or whether I'm using the ultrasonic. Because even with the ultrasonic, I'm putting it through a manual or record cleaning machine rinse afterwards, because I'm using Turgitol in the ultrasonic. The ultrasonic cleans it well. But for me personally, using the record cleaning machine, because I'm at one station doing everything, and I can have one record ready to go in 8 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. For me, but with the ultrasonic, I've got to transfer back.
Can I ask you a question? Have you tried the tinfoil on the ultrasonic?
No, I haven't.
Do that.
Do you just do one at a time, or do you do multiple at a time?
Rob, it's
Maybe your
ultrasonic
ultrasonic is
record cleaning.
Well, I'm not discounting the ultrasonic. The ultrasonic works. It does a good job cleaning.
Maybe it doesn't.
But for me, for practical purposes, it's not worth it to have the ultrasonic in another room because of the noise. which bothers my ears, and to have to go back and forth. I can get it just as clean using a good process.
Just get some of those headphones.
Way.
Get some of those headphones that people that
I
work at
have,
airports.
Hey,
I have them. I have them. And I've
Hey,
got those
Elliot.
earbuds, which work
Put them
better.
away.
hey, Elliot.
But I can sit at my station. Just real quick, Rob. I can sit at my station with a record cleaning machine and go through two cycles of cleaning, a pre-clean and a second clean, and a
Yeah,
rinse.
but then your record your record vacuum gets hot. You know, you can only do so many that way before it gets hot and overload.
I'm not having any difficulty with. I'm talking about a record cleaning machine, a music hall record cleaning machine. Not
Yeah, I have like a VPI 16.5, and if I do more than like 10 records, it starts to overheat.
Mine doesn't overheat, and I'll do on average 20 records. Spend an afternoon, maybe 3.5 hours doing that, and I can get 20 records clean. And
Hey,
I'd
Well,
rather
thanks
do
for
that.
bringing up the record cleaning.
Yeah,
Well,
no
hold
shit.
on.
Hey, are we using alcohol or not, Patrick?
All right, there's two
What's your
things.
views on alcohol?
I use alcohol.
I want to say
Okay.
two things here. First of all,
Records are tough.
I'm going to wrap Jim in tinfoil and put him in the ultrasonic.
See what happens.
Secondly, Elliot,
He can fit.
do me a huge favor. Can you make a video on what you just did to kill that wasp? What did you use? You had something you
That was
swapped out?
badass.
So what did you do? You had a technique I've never seen before.
And did you actually kill it, or did you just?
It was up on my laptop, walking around the top of my
So
laptop.
you did something like this. You had like an arm motion. You
Oh
swung your
yeah,
arm.
bang, bang, bang. He snapped it. There was a snap at the end.
It
So
took
let's
me-
talk about. Let's talk about.
I bet his kids have felt that before.
Okay, instead of everyone going to whatever the Chad Fest,
Chad Fest, yeah.
maybe the answer is, and it's a lot. Well, it's easy for us West Coasters, obviously, but Vinyl Con LA is my birthday weekend, August 22nd, 23rd, I think. Right? Is that true?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll come down to that. It's easy
That
for
would
me
be
to
cool.
get to LA.
By the
I
way,
can stay with friends.
Are you saying you're going to like hold court on your birthday in LA? Is that what you're trying to say?
Okay,
Yes.
so for
Take me out for a
Wait a minute.
me out for a birthday dinner.
Yeah.
for $2,000, you can come out to RCN World Headquarters and have Patrick barbecue for you and actually sit with.
I'll have Patrick tell Jim which piece of equipment in
I
his
don't
room
need anyone to
sucks
barbecue.
worse
I'll
than
bet
his
you
room.
Patrick-
Mazzy won't
Patrick
be
can do
there
some good
actually, but
Texas
Mazzy will
barbecue.
be there via Skype.
No, I think it'd be I consider
2,000.
coming to LA.
It's $2,000 for the RCN
Well,
World Headquarters.
Mazzy, if you have that, I will do a Zoom, and you have to designate someone to take their laptop and walk around with it with me so I can look at everything.
Well,
I'm not
you know,
flying to Los Angeles.
we could go to.
I haven't heard the $600 lacquer.
We could
so I
have a
hope-
little meetup at Permanent Records, their bar.
That's $2,000.
You could actually record shop in the bar at
Exactly.
Permanent. I bought records off that wall when we were there.
Well,
so, yeah.
and they have the courtyard because
Well,
obviously
again-
August will be a hot
That
August night.
did look like
in
a very
LA.
cool-
Why would
place.
anyone need a degritter audiophilia channel?
Oh,
There's
hold on.
lots of things that work
Yeah,
just
I
as
don't
well as
know.
a degritter. So
Hold
sorry.
on. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up like we did last time. Hopefully, Lance will allow us to hang out at Permanent. I'm going to get a Taj Mahal lookalike to
There you
perform for us.
That's $200.
Hey, hold on. I will assume the Chad role, and I will yell at each of you for being stupid, which I don't normally do in person. So,
Oh,
Let me hear you practice.
and I'll be playing. And
Seriously.
I'll be
Shut
playing.
the
I'll be
fuck
playing
up,
dollar
Apple.
records. I'll be playing dollar records off of the.
right.
his
And
name's,
also, Jim has said he will shave his beard and put on a wig and pretend to be Michael Frommer.
Again.
They're about the same height.
Will Mazzy be there, or will he just virtually be there?
Well,
No, he's gonna
I'm
be there.
considering coming. I can stay with friends, and it's nice. So I'm thinking about it.
So
And
by
what-
friends, you mean like do you have to like perform? You have to like
The
have
same friends that came to dinner with us. I stay with
Oh,
them.
so these aren't members you're fleecing to like get a Mazzy
No,
experience?
no.
Like
Chris,
VIP
hold on.
thing?
I've known Chris for 50 years almost.
Yeah.
And,
Hey, Roberto,
he's a record
gonna-
collector.
the food will be just like the Fire Festival. It'll be a styrofoam with a horrible cheese
Wait.
sandwich.
So is this a friend we had dinner with, the one that had a get
Yeah.
together afterwards that everyone got invited to but me?
Yeah.
That
I
is
didn't
that,
get
that
invited
guy?
either. I didn't.
Nobody
Yeah,
went.
me and Jim didn't get invited. But
That's great for your ego right there, isn't it?
yeah. And I spent the whole dinner talking to this guy. So he was
And
like
that
right
was the
next to
dinner
me.
where I was the
There's
superstar
your
because
reason,
of
Patrick.
me and Keith Richards are connected at the liver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Got some undocumented alien fawning all over Jim because he likes Keith Richards. So
I
yeah,
guarantee
No,
our
you.
because I
waiter.
liked the liver, and that's what
Yeah.
Keith orders too. And oh my god! And I was sitting in his seat. It was
Yeah.
pretty. It was pretty historical.
I can guarantee you, if you come to the Vinyl Con in August, you will have a good time.
Oh yeah, I'm going. It's my birthday week too, but I don't try to throw that out there.
And it's my birthday week too. So
Hey, just to inform you, me and Jim started a tradition last year for my birthday, where we go out to eat to a place that just falls way below my expectations.
yeah, we go.
And we did it again. And we did it again on Tuesday. So
On Tuesday.
Yeah, you guys went like 0 for 3 at the last time I was in LA. You did much better the time before, but I wasn't impressed with many of your choices for food last time.
Hold on. I went yesterday for lunch to that chain Mediterranean place. It's good.
Which
But
one?
The panini grill kebab place.
Oh.
That wasn't great.
It's fine.
Now,
Look,
at
look.
the vinyl comms, are they going to have food trucks and stuff out front?
So the cool thing about VinylCon in LA is that not only do you get the VinylCon, so this is why to me it's better than Austin. Austin pretty much has nothing as far as record stores go, not very good one. You can go to VinylCon LA, go to the con and be surrounded by hundreds of kick-ass record stores, at least 20 or 30 really legitimate kick-ass record stores that you can go to when you're at the vinyl. You don't just have the VinylCon. So Austin's just about the convention.
Right, so you got VinylCon and
VinylCon LA. You've got your pick of the litter, you know. So it's
my
awesome.
question to you, Patrick, would be what I find is there are really two types of record stores. There's a record store where they're selling records. They're in a not the best location. Their rent's low, and they're selling records at really reasonable prices.
You don't want to go to any place that's downtown in a fucking nice spot because they're paying top dollar.
Noble's moving downtown.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, the other records. Okay, Rob.
In general.
Actually, we didn't go to the two okay record stores that are near the VinylCon. There's the Last Bookstore, which you will find stuff there, I promise. And then there's Going Underground, which is in their main stores in Bakersfield. They have a location in downtown. Those are two stores we didn't go to.
Caveman is downtown, and so is the guy that was on Melrose.
I'm telling you, if you come 2 days before, we'll go hit a bunch of stores. You will find stuff. We always do. And it's I promise you, it's a great.
I drove home with a box of records.
The other type of record store I observe is the record store experience store. You got lots of artwork. You've got comfortable couches and chairs. You've got maybe they're selling craft beer or lattes.
I don't pay attention to any of that shit.
But the prices, there's one that opened 15 miles from my house, just opened less than a year ago. Their prices are ridiculous. They're through the roof. They're but
that's a hipster douchebag place.
Elliot, there are two kinds of record stores. Let me hip you, Elliot. There are two kinds of record stores, period. There's record stores where they want to sell their records. They price them correctly and they want to sell them. And there's record stores that don't want to sell their fucking records so fast and they price them a little higher.
Actually, Jim, can I correct you? As far as Jim
They
goes,
either do or don't want to sell their records.
As far as Jim goes, there's three types of record stores.
There's record stores that make.
Hold on, let me finish. I'm talking now. Shush. As far as Jim's concerned, there's three stores. There's the stores that take an ad out in his paper and pay him on time.
Yes.
There's a record stores who take ads out in his paper and do not pay
Don't
him.
pay on time.
And there's a third record store that doesn't take an ad out in Jim's paper and doesn't pay him.
And kicks
well,
him
there
out
are-
the door.
Okay. Yes.
Well, the stores that won't even take his paper,
Yeah, there are a couple of those either. Mississippi.
like and Amoeba in LA.
Amoeba.
Oh, yeah, Amoeba in L.A.
This
two
this
And you
cool-
don't even have to go to Amoeba to have a good time in LA record shopping. I
No.
didn't even go to Amoeba the last time, and I.
But
and I
people
killed it,
from
so, yeah.
people from out of town who have never been to Amoeba need to at least check out Amoeba because it's
I
overwhelming.
No,
go
they
to-
don't. Why?
I went to
It's a
Amoeba.
tourist
There's a lot of
trap.
people. There's a lot of I mean, not
It's for
everyone's
tourists.
into digging and
Amoeba's
wall
good.
records and
Amoeba's
stuff.
good, but it's kind
It's
of
a good store. It's a
Hey,
good
I went
store.
to Amoeba yesterday, and I found killer stuff.
Yeah.
I promise
up,
you,
Rob.
it's not.
You want to see
Amoeba-
Amoeba? It's like
Hold
a
on,
tourist. It is a
Guys,
tourist
shush,
stop.
shush. Amoeba is not every day. It's a different record store. I promise you.
it's true.
Like I found this Music Matters that this Gil Monet for
That's
cheap.
a good record.
Yeah, 45. I found this fabulous Anthony Braxton record there. This Mary Hopkins, who's an avant-garde jazz singer.
No, she's a folk singer that Paul McCartney produced and did. Those were the
No,
days.
I'm sorry. I said Patty Waters is her name.
Well, Mary Hopkins. And
That's not
Patty
even close
Waters.
to Mary Hopkins. How did you get to that?
I don't know. I'm having a.
Are you retarded,
Hey,
Rob?
listen, I just had a birthday. I'm old. My main mind goes bad.
What
But,
the hell?
So I found every
Elliot,
day-
can you hit Rob with that piece of paper to like shake him up a little bit?
Right.
That's,
But
You know, from my point of view as a record collector, you either want to sell your records or you don't. They're either too high.
But you're not a
quality.
record collector. You don't even
Rob,
like looking for
But,
records.
very-
So-
some of these places are selling. I think it's deceptive. They're selling stuff to people who aren't informed enough to realize that a Dan Fogelberg record, while it may be good quality, it's not a
Okay,
$15,
Elliot,
$18 record.
Elliot,
It's a
Sounds like an
$2
antique
or
mall.
$3
Elliot, you're an
That's an
old
antique
dude.
mall.
Can I just ask you a question? You're an old dude. You've been collecting records most of your life, right?
Right.
Has there been any other thing you've been into besides records? Because I'll tell you,
we don't
it's
want to hear
no-
about your
It's
sexual.
no
preferences.
different. It's no different with baseball cards. It's no different with anything else that people scam people. In
And
that
that's
regard.
sad. That's sad. Yeah.
Well, it's just a fact that not everyone is Elliot Cruz. It's a fact.
Right.
Hey, Rob, was
Well,
Mary
you
Hopkins
reap what
in the-
you sow. If you're fair to people,
I didn't
I know.
accidentally say Mary Hopkins for you to do
That's-
20 minutes.
I wish that was
if
true,
you're,
Elliot.
if you're fair to
was
people,
Mary Hopkins in the
and you're
first
honest
second
with people.
quintet?
most people will be fair and honest with you. There are other people that being fair to them is them trying to take advantage
Well,
of
Yeah,
you.
well,
but-
hold on a second. Hold on, Elliot. I get what you're saying, but I've also seen people who are well aware of what they're buying. I've seen, and I've had people that have paid for records that I sit there and I go, what? But I've seen people that buy records. They just want to buy them from the cult of personality of the person who's selling them. I see the in-groove sell records. I'm like going, wow, someone paid that for that record. I've seen Mazzy sell records, and I go, holy shit, how did that? I mean, I somebody wants it that way. I see people on Whatnot that buy shit records that are beat to
A
hell.
lot of
Right.
people
I'm like
don't have
going-
record
I'm like
stores
going,
near
what?
them and don't go
Yeah.
on Discogs.
Matt,
Yeah.
but hold on, Mazzy. Here's the way I feel, and it's hysterical that me and like Patrick and I guess Mazzy, we're getting this. People who generally just don't like us make up reasons every other month for us being bad.
Don't
And the
let me in with you.
And the one was being like grifters. The new take on me is I don't make like money doing selling records at all. Like
Yeah. So first it was like ripping people off. Now you're ripping yourself off. So
now I'm ripping
so it's
myself
like,
off.
okay.
Trust me that what is your definition? If I think I make $5 on selling a record, that's fine by me. That's fine.
You know, I enjoy going and digging for a record, looking at it. And I like the dirty ones and cleaning them and like making, I mean, to me, that's the fun part. It's
I
like,
mean,
it's like
I just-
resurrecting this
I just
record,
try to get
resurrecting
what I
this
can
record.
when I
from
can and
somewhere,
fuck everybody else.
Everybody
And-
has a
and-
different
and
collecting
by the same
experience.
by the
I
same
repair-
token as what Patrick was saying, I love going to record shows and selling records Not that I'm going to make any kind of big money from it, or sometimes not make any money, sometimes lose money. But what it is the experience of getting out and talking to people and laughing and telling stories and having fun. Because you know what? None of us are going to take any of this shit with us when we die. So we might as well have fun while we're here on this earth.
You're going to a different record store, Elliot, because the record shows I go to, it's fucking cutthroat, man. People are sitting there elbowing each other, trying to get to records. They're not commiserating and having a good old time, talking about barbecue and stuff. They're literally cutthroat trying to get to the.
I sold at a record show.
I probably wouldn't like the record com in LA or Austin or any of those things. No, sometimes I wish some of the people would kind of think about some courtesy a little bit and not not make it hard for people that want to look at the records at my table. Maybe they're taking up way too much space or something, but I'm never going to say anything to any of them. But or if we're talking, step over to the side a little bit so people can still browse stuff. But I don't experience the elbowing in, and
that's because you don't have the records.
Well,
you're selling Dan Fogelberg. Nobody wants to elbow Dan.
I
sold one time.
Well, in the $3 bins, I might be selling Dan Fogelberg.
Hey, can I tell you? I'll tell you one thing.
I'm sorry.
Jim's been dying to make a story. Jim's been dying to tell a story for like 10 minutes, and everybody keeps like.
I sold records at a record show one time. I brought a box of records, sat behind a fucking table.
Nobody could see you.
I was, you know what? Maybe I was standing on a bundle. That's why I do bundles of papers. No, so I sat there. It was a terrible record show. I sold 20 fucking records, and I guarantee.
Did you use your little hand cart, your folding hand cart?
I guarantee you, I repurchased every single one of those records. It just was a stupid experience for me.
What was your point for that story?
People have different experiences, but
the point is that I didn't get rid of any records. If I sold,
Elliot, do you give away a rib or a pork belly with every record sold?
I repurchased
I give away.
That's
part of the fun. There's a record show in Durham at a venue called Motorco, twice a year, and that's the best show I do because. If you know anything about Durham, there's a high income. I mean, it's a lot of poor people too, but you've got
money out
university,
there,
huh?
and so you're talking the good double wides.
So there are lots of people with money,
people from outside of Durham in there.
The double wides are in their backyard.
Question for you, Elliot. Yeah. Do you go to the combination record show pig showing? Do they have those?
No.
You know what?
And I sold
county fair.
I sold at Motorco this last time. I sold or gave away 123 records, which was massive for me. I usually sell 30 to 50 records.
What's the average family tree look like in Durham? Does it branch out at all, or is it pretty straight?
Durham is a very international city.
Yeah, cousins married.
It's a medical research center.
They do all the research on the
people come from all over to Duke Hospital. Duke University is basically the University of New Jersey in Durham because the people that attend there, there's a huge tech industry in that area.
Well, who wants to hang out with a bunch of Jersey people?
Hey, hold on. That tech industry,
actually,
how many things you could do with
nice folks. But my point is, even as rushed as that was, I had the opportunity to socialize, have fun, talk, and it's just a fun experience for me. And I think for a lot of people that go there looking for records. And for instance, one lady ended up buying a Joni Mitchell record from me. I had the Miles of Isles and VG plus what Discogs would call near mint. And I sold it to her at a reasonable price, I think $16. And we were talking about Ricky Lee Jones. She saw the debut album and said she really liked Ricky Lee Jones. but she didn't have anything but that debut album, like a lot of people just have Fleetwood Mac Rumors, for instance. Well, I reached over to my $3 bins and pulled out the Pirates record from Ricky Lee, which was what, the second or third. And I said, here, and gave her that record. That's the type of thing that's fun. I mean, it's not an expensive record. It's easy to come by, but she had never gone beyond that first Ricky Lee Jones record. And
you really don't need to go beyond.
I disagree. So much enjoyable music Ricky Lee Jones
is okay.
But I mean, that's, a kid and his father, and they're into jazz, and they're looking through, and it's a 10, 12-year-old kid. And so I tell them a story about Chick Webb and Ella Fitzgerald, and they enjoy that. I give that kid.
Elliot, so
are you going to describe every transaction you ever did at a record show?
No.
Elliot, can I tell you? I don't want to seem rude.
But that's what makes it fun.
Patrick.
That is
what Elliot is telling us is Elliot will bore you in person just as much as he does.
Oh no,
but no. And if it's not just the interpersonal aspects of it, but if you go to record shows regularly and you see the same sellers, and I've given you a good deal, or
Elliot has rendered Mazzy speechless. This is
I've given you a record because I thought you might enjoy that record and had never listened to Lester Young, for instance. And I don't have that much invested in my Lester
Carrier
Young
pigeon.
And I give that person a Lester Young record when they buy a couple of other jazz records. Don't you think that person's going to come back?
It's kind of like what Jim does with Mac Davis. If you go to Jim's house and you have a box of records or a bag of records, Jim will throw a Mac Davis album in your bag. So when you get home and you're like going through the records you got, all of a sudden there's this Mac Davis record.
Now, Rob, let me ask Rob. Rob,
take
would you speak? Would you equate me giving somebody a Lester Young record with me giving them a Mac Davis record?
Yes, no. I would.
No.
All right, here's the thing.
Hold on. He asked me a question. Let me finish and answer. No, Elliot, I would not. But if you tell me a 15-minute, 5-minute story, yes.
Okay, so when I was a young lad in the 1980s, they used to say that cocaine was not habit forming. And I believed them, and it would turn into a problem for me. And I had to go to these 12-step programs, and there was Cocanon and Al-Anon and this Anon and that Anon.
Narcanon.
And there was Overeaters. There was a program called Little Peters. I didn't qualify, but they had a program, on and on.
You are a Little Peter.
They had Cocanon and Al-Anon, and they had a program for people who talk too much called On and On and On and On. And I don't want to suggest that.
It's great.
Do you play chess, Elliot? Have you ever played chess?
No,
I'm not suggesting anyone.
So when you play chess, they have a little clock, and when it's your turn, when you start talking, you would hit the button, and you've got like X amount of time to make your move or finish your story. So if there's we had like a chess thing when Elliot started hit the button, and then you've got 3 minutes to make your move, and then we move on. So
hey, Elliot, I've said this again and again and again, and it's sort of what you just said. When I do my auctions, 3 times the amount of people watch them participating, winning records.
But that was not.
Can you? So I gotta say that there's an entertainment aspect to what I do. People are watching just vicariously or just to have a good time, and that is not said because the haters, I guess, enjoy hating. They're not there for a good time. So what are you going to do?
That's right.
Speaking of a good time, I'll have an auction on Sunday. But
And Patrick, who came to your defense repeatedly?
You did. You did, Elliot, and I appreciate you, and I told you I appreciated you.
But don't be so critical of me then.
It's just all in good fun, Elliot. I mean, that's what we do to each other. We make fun. Look, I make fun of Jim way more than I make fun of you.
Elliot, if there is fish in a barrel, we're going to shoot.
We make fun of each other, Patrick.
Yeah.
If there's fish in a barrel, we're going to take a shot. Period. How about those
I
speakers
mean-
behind me? Look at that. Look at that.
I don't
I
think
would-
I go on and on as much as y'all claim I do.
You don't, but it's fun to make fun of. I mean, that's the whole point. It's kind of like Mazzy stopping talking. It never happens, but it's fun to talk about it.
Did you hear them make fun of my height? Did you hear them make fun of
Several
my height?
times? I said Jim didn't sell any records because no one could see him.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I
we
could.
do that all
we
the
saw
time.
was this little LA Dodger hat sticking up over a box.
Yeah.
Look at that stovepipe on top of the speaker back there.
It's not a stovepipe. It's the Jim is a magnet for the ugliest audio equipment that was ever created.
That might be the best sounding speaker I've ever had in my orifice. I mean, my office.
No matter what we fun around with each other, Elliot. I don't think you have a vindictive mean bone.
No,
in your body.
in the world,
But
and I learn shit from you all the time. So
can I come full circle for a moment from this morning? I think it's going to be interesting to watch Westman's this Saturday morning with Fremer and Chad on it, and to see how that presents itself.
Westman
it'll
shows
it'll present itself as Steve talking to
so can I
saying very little in Chad and Michael.
No, I know, but if they'll take questions and respond.
Okay, can I
answer
agree?
Roberto Carlos, please?
You can type in a comment back.
Roberto, we're the same size. He's in better shape. I used to think I could outrun him. I don't think I can outrun him even anymore.
Look, Roberto and everyone,
Fremer's
as far
in
as
good
I
shape.
know, aside
Fremer's
from
in good
Fremer,
shape.
who's a presenter, nobody is being invited to Chad Fest. Chad, as far as I know, hasn't
get invited.
reached out to the so-called YouTubers, not for freebies, but just saying, wait. I don't think Chad has reached out to YouTubers and said we want to have not for free shows or free trips or anything.
I can tell
but
you
to
that
say we want to have something to prevent. I mean, to prevent.
Steve's in Vancouver. He's not coming to.
No, I texted with Steven, and Steve told me he was not offered anything.
No, nobody has been.
Well,
Any second now, it's coming through.
Can I just? I want to put out there 5 things that I feel will happen on that stream. They're gonna obviously Chad and Fremer are gonna kiss each other's behinds. I feel like Fremer's gonna bring up this stupid ass beef with the in-groove about the lacquer nonsense. And again,
Wilson speakers.
Wilson speakers. If you want to have a good chuckle, go to the in-groove's podcast video that's up and read the comment section where Fremer is being stupid with Mike and some other people in the comments where he's
pretty tame stuff. Actually, it's not that bad.
I mean, it's not tame, but he's being stupid.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's not the first time he's been stupid, but
right. But I feel like, are they gonna really? Are they gonna touch on the stuff we talk about here? No,
I don't know.
But is he gonna convince people to come? I don't know.
Yeah. I will say, when I did the video, because I like to do content video. I mean, I'll be honest with that, and I think it's an interesting story. And people were saying, I had a few people saying, "Are you promoting this? Are they giving you something free?" No, I think it's an interesting thing because Chad is a big part of the audiophile vinyl.
He's not a part of the vinyl community, though.
No, he's not.
There's a
He's
different
not.
thing.
But he's a part of the vinyl sector. There's a lot of people like his release. I like all his Bluesville release. I love those. I think
they're the gold. They're the gold standard of vinyl reissue companies.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
To me, it was an important story to do, and I got some backlash. But I got also a handful of people said, "Yeah, I bought my ticket to the 2 shows there, and I'm going from." Some guy said, "I'm coming from Puerto Rico, coming for this thing." So he's got an audience of what I use the term whales. I don't mean that negative, but the whales are the people like Michael 45 used to be before he was a part of the sales part of it, that would buy pretty much everything, all the UHQRs, they subscribe to the Atlantic 75. There are a lot of people who have money that would love to go.
I don't feel, actually, I had a discussion, and I'll say that I talked to the in-groove about it. I don't think he agrees with that. I don't think he.
He doesn't have to agree with it. It's just
well.
There's a big audience.
Hold on, Matt. Let me explain why I take Mike's opinion on it. Jim probably had to feed the pig. Oh wait,
I'm still here. No,
Patrick had to feed the pig. So here's why I take Mike's
I have no
take on
pigs.
this. Here's why I take Mike's take on it more than what you think, Mazzy, because he sells to these people. So I flat out said to him, "Do you feel like these whales that you have that buy your stuff would pay to go to Chad to the Vinyl Summit?" He goes, "No, I don't think
No,
so."
but Chad's got a direct line that don't buy through InGroove, that buy from Chad. He's built an audience for 30, 40 years. I mean, 40 years, that's why it's the 40th anniversary.
So what you're saying is,
I'm not saying it's a big audience.
For 40 years, so an 80-year-old person's going to jump on a
But no, but
plane?
for instance, what if he has 100 people, 150 people? I mean, that's not, he could
Well,
get
I don't
that.
even know what all they're going to do. I'm assuming there's going to be a concert series at the church.
We have to go to the website. It tells you, but it's not complete. That's the
Well,
problem.
is there seminars? Are there?
We don't know.
You're
Hey,
right.
hold on,
what else is
Elliot.
going on?
I was assured there's a ham washing seminar.
I'm
So that you got that to
probably-
look forward to.
I'm probably going to be asked to lead a seminar. I'm sure.
There are two concerts. He's done this before the pandemic. He would have every year a blues jazz series of concerts in his church. He owns a church that's also part of a mastering that has the mastering lab.
Right.
Some people are going to be able to tour the mastering lab. Some people are going to be able to see Matt Luthen's master a record or something. Okay. You can pay extra $100 for the show each night of these, a blues night, a jazz night, then the big one off campus, Taj Mahal and Jimmy Vaughn and some other blues people. Okay. That's one thing. There are VIP things, which is unfortunate the way they promoted that because it's excessively expensive. But for everybody, free, there are tours of the pressing plant, of the warehouse, of the facilities, all the campus.
So you're flying in for a tour of the facility to kind of learn about
and there's a record fair on 2 days.
A record fair, and then you've also got to pay extra for the concerts.
Yes.
Well, see, if I was going to do that, I would want an inclusive package that would just.
Well, and that's the problem. They should offer an inclusive package. But the thing is, I guess their thing is, if you don't go with the VIP, basically, you just fly and get your hotel, and everything else is free except the music. You get a tour free, you get all that kind of stuff free, but you got to buy your own food and stuff. You're absolutely right. They didn't handle it. I'm not trying to sell anyone. Dan, on this. I'm trying to see the problem I had with this was the way the website, it didn't show what you can get if you're not a VIP. And there are free things, but it didn't spell it out. And that's the problem with the website and the way they've marketed this. So I agree with Rob and the detractors.
I just got some information. The use of the toilets are free, but you have to pay per sheet of toilet paper.
Yes, exactly.
Per sheet.
Yeah.
Per sheet.
It wasn't handled well the way they set this up. I agree with Rob. It was too late. They didn't plan it out.
Is it kind of like the Acoustic Sounds website? Not handled well?
Website. Yeah, exactly. His website's terrible. Yeah.
I've purchased several of those direct to disc concerts from the church. Older ones that Acoustic Sounds website had on, for like $10. I originally were probably selling them for $20, $25 for $10 and stuff. So there's some nice stuff on that website.
Well, hold on, Elliot. He played some of those, and from what he said, he's going to issue those on vinyl. He played one of your favorite guys, that Billy Joe White guy, the concert he did there. That sounded great.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt.
Who are we talking about?
Billy Joe White. Chad recorded him at his church years ago.
Billy Joe Schaefer.
Billy Joe Schaefer.
No, White.
No, Tony Joe White.
Tony Joe White.
Tony Joe.
You couldn't make that connection?
I knew it had to be one of the two.
Tony Joe White
record one time.
Elliot Joe Cruz.
Also, this young blues musician who recorded there. Those are stellar.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
I'm almost positive. Here's my feeling. The organization, the way this was set up, I have issue with. I'm almost positive if you're there to participate in any level that he has set up, you will probably have a good time. But here, and I've already said this last stream. Here are the factors that I would like. If I'm putting $1,500 of my money to get there, I want to go to like Kansas City and eat barbecue for one day. But it's like a drive.
Hey,
But hold on. But there are 3 or 4 other events around that 4-week period of time that I probably would choose over going to the vinyl.
I agree with
summit.
you. The last 5 minutes, what we haven't talked about, because there's so many audio files here in your community and your audience here.
Is that different than your community and audience?
Yeah, no, our community. But they announced yesterday, it was an official announcement with the sales part of it, but close your ears because these aren't your records, Elliot. They're too expensive for me too. I don't buy them. But the DSS one steps, they're going to be available. In fact, Mike on InGroove this morning on his new release video talked about they're getting June 27th. They'll be available to retailers, including the Pet Sounds, including the Erasure, I think, including everything but the REM, not the REM, which is sold out.
Are they going to repress that?
They're not. They're only one pressing. That's the whole concept, supposedly, at least unless something changes. 3,000 of everything except the Pet Sounds was 6,000. So they will be available in retailers. They're expensive records, $100 a pop for the slipcase. I'm not going to defend that, but they are what they are. I did get 3 of them free, and they actually sound excellent. I wouldn't. It's not in mine. It's not in my thing to pay that, but if you're into those, they're excellent. And at least the box are that thin slipcase style. They did announce 3 new ones, but those haven't actually officially been announced in terms of prices and dates yet. And that is Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye, which is excellent because MoFi did it about 15 years ago, a DSD version. So aside from what's going on, Let's Get It On hasn't had an overabundance of audio file. Mm-hmm. The other one, which is a good choice, is the whole album, with the prom queen on the cover. That's an interesting choice. That's out of the box choice, that grunge record with what's her name, the girlfriend. Sorry. Courtney Cox. Courtney. Yeah.
Love.
Courtney. And so
you know these people,
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So that's one. And the other one.
Elliot, why was it so easy for you to get what Mazzy said?
The other one was the band. I forgot the name of the band. The guy the singer from Tool did on that band in the 90s. And I never listened to those records. It's kind of art rocky, not even metal, but art metal and stuff. Remind me of the name of that band. They're doing one of those. So that's an interesting story. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah. I did one last thing from me. I'm a completist for a few artists, so I've now completed my Leon Redbone collection.
Good. I like Leon Redbone.
With getting this is Mystery
Perfect
Man
Circle. Thank you.
From '82, and love that Leon Redbone. So I was so happy to complete that. Got all his records.
Never listened to I listened yesterday to that album, and it actually sounded pretty good. It was more in line that what I would listen to that I knew. That I just missed them in the 90s.
And there's who we weren't talking about.
Billy Joe Schaefer, yeah. And not Bobby Joe, Billy Joe. What about the Petticoat Junction girls?
They're pretty.
Well, if you go visit, hold on. I've been assured if you go visit Elliot, he will take you swimming in the water tower.
Yeah.
I get allergic smelling hay.
What
was that Ava or which of
Ava Gabor? Ava Gabor.
Gardner's sister.
What was the old guy on that show?
Buchanan.
Yeah, Edgar Buchanan. But what was his name? What was the character's name?
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Everything was, that whole period, the rural comedy leading up to when did they do the purge of rural comedy? 67 or so? 68?
Well, it went through to
they got rid of Andy Griffith.
They got rid of Petticoat Junction.
It turned to Mayberry RFD, but I think it was early 70s.
Well, I think earlier in that late 60s they got rid of. It shows that we're doing well on the Nielsen ratings, but they wanted to get a more sophisticated, as the the country was changing, becoming less rural. They got rid of Petticoat Junction, Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres. You know, there were so many of those shows that were from rural settings using rural.
But then they went on to have that variety show every week. What was that called?
Hee Haw.
Hee Haw. Yeah, Hee
But
Haw.
it's great, you know, it wasn't just Hollywood making fun, because they always, like with Beverly Hillbillies, they always outdid the City Slickers in the end, which was kind of cool.
Louise Scruggs, Earl Scruggs' wife, she was a shrewd businesswoman, and she convinced them, because they took offense. You know, I don't particularly like the term hillbilly. It's derogatory. They took offense, Earl and Lester both, coming from the Appalachian region. They took offense to the term hillbilly, but Louise, Earl's wife, that's what she told them. She said, look, the premise of the show is these are supposed to be these rubes, but actually they're the smart ones. They're the intelligent ones. They're the kind ones. And so, you know, that's the premise of it. And she said, if we do the introduction song for this show, this will be huge for the promotion of the band. And so, and it was
country music and shit like that in general.
You know that great album in the 70s, the double album Hillbilly Jazz on Flying Fish Records, I think. It's David Bromberg and
can I Elliot, I have one response to your thinking that term's derogatory. Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Watch Colbert tonight. The last Colbert's on tonight.
Okay. Thanks for coming by,
did
Elliot.
You watch the final Boys episode?
Yeah, I watched that yesterday. Thanks for
coming, everybody.
by.
Happy
Enjoy it, everybody. Y'all take care.
All right. Take care. Have a good weekend, peoples.
Always fun, right?